Yeah, thank you. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all. It's an immense pleasure for me to represent IPA subgroup Forum 4. The important topic which we considered for work together with the five companies with ambition to strengthen our processes on visual inspection process, and we develop a guidelines very detailed way how to perform visual inspections of sterile product with a different dosage form, and that is given a detailed processes based industry practices, and some of the good approaches which are considered for visual inspection in summarized in coming slides. So next slides. So this is our team introduction, and we would like to thank you our team members and colleagues from five different companies who have participated. And I would like to thank you our mentors, their continuous guidance and supports to make these guidance documents very effective and meaningful. Next slides. So as a IPA subgroup 4, our vision was to create a detailed guideline with a very robust processes and seamless process to provide a defective analysis and visual inspection approaches clearly with the industry views and what other approaches to be applied with alternate practices to be followed while difficult to inspect products are there. So that details are there, and we'll have a look in the coming slides. Next slides. When we started these guidelines, our purpose and scope was to cover the different formulation of the products, which is a liquid injectable products, ophthalmic products, and we also covered a lyophilized and suspension product, which are very difficult to inspect the products. And based on the request to the group, we have also touched upon how to inspect the media fill containers after performing the media fill inspection. The basic concept which we focus on inspection capability, and ultimate focus was with respect to patient trees. So that was our the prime focus area, and based on that, the entire guideline document has been covered. Next slide. If we understand the inspection process flow, normally the entire filling process completed and then followed by 100% inspection is performed, and then it goes for a supplemental and AQL testing. And if it goes successful, then it goes for the packaging process. The two important consideration is the rejects, which is very important to consider after completion of inspection, and their trend analysis and classification of defects, which is very important consideration that we will discuss in the next slides. And second is a supplemental testing, which is very important for complex products and products with a specific container closure configurations, which is very difficult to inspect visibly. So that is covering also in coming slides. The AQL sampling is very important after completion of 100% inspection, and it has to be covered to identify as per NC standards, and sampling plan has to be followed to ensure that you will get the confidence that the inspection which is carried out is effective and as per the pre-established procedure with the qualified inspectors. Sometimes there is a remediation practice is also followed when there is a inspection fails at 100%, then it's recommended based on investigation to perform a re-inspections and followed by statistical AQL sampling. And two-stage inspection is also recommended in case of you have a probability of false failure during your visual inspection. Then the second stage inspection is recommended to identify those false rejection. However, the limit and criteria has to be defined with a well scientific rationale for performing for these two re-inspection and two-stage inspection processes. Next slides. So this is very important slides, and I would like to touch upon more in these slides. While considering the visual inspection of product, the thought should be start from the development stage itself, and that is important consideration to take up during development of the product. And this stage is important to identify the intrinsic particulate which are there from primary components, formulation components, and common source which is there inherent in the product itself. The second important consideration which we need to identify and controls during the production processes is the extrinsic particulate which are normally entered during the manufacturing process, and that has to be a control through a different processes in the manufacturing lines. So the basic topics which important is particulate removal is ensured with a specific processes which respect to a cleaning. So cleaning important with respect to glass container. When you clean your glass containers with a automatic vial washing machine, so machine parameters with their specific ranges has to be ensured during routine operation to ensure that your glass containers are adequately washed and it does not carry further particulate to your final products. And similarly, the container and closures, there are different configurations available in the market. Sometimes it is ready to use and sometimes it is ready to sterilize. So the periodic monitoring of these closures is also considered to check as a part of routine monitoring program to ensure that those closures are free of particles. The important source for glass particles is a depyrogenation process where the probability of breakages of vials are there, and that is carried to a particles to a depyrogenated vial, and then subsequently it goes to a filling. And it is very difficult to identify because it's an integrated process. So consideration has to be established during qualification of depyrogenation tunnel and synchronization of the filling line to ensure that we should avoid the minimal breakages during the depyrogenation and filling processes. The another important is equipment washing, which is ready for the filling component, and this equipment cleaning is a important consideration to prevent the particulate contamination, and specifically the soft floor display on difficult to clean component will help to reduce this, and specific cleaning design considerations like needles and all those components has to be designed to ensure that it is adequately cleaned and there is no probability of further carry forward contaminations from difficult to clean such components. Lastly, the filling line itself is a potential source of contamination and particulates prevention. The components which are directly contact in the product itself, like syringes, vibrator bowls, all those are threading if it is not adequately cleaned and autoclaved and wrapped properly in the environment. So it will lead further particulate contaminations in the product itself. So these are the baseline controls starting from development and then commercial. But important consideration when you do your visual inspection, the trending. The trending of visual defects is very important consideration to understand your source of particle and to identify those particles from the various sources, and fixing the root cause analysis and taking a right corrective action is very important. So typically the trending is done with respect to different defects and total defects, and it is statistically evaluated with a number of loads, and then pre-established alert and action limit are established to investigate in case of you found any of the higher particulate matter during your routine life cycle approach. And it is also recommended to have to evaluate your AQL failures incidences to understand maturity of your visual inspection process. Next slides. So as I mentioned earlier, the unique product containers and consideration is very important for visual inspection, since lyophilized products is having a powder cake. Powder formulation is itself powders, and emulsion and suspensions, umber containers and translucent plastic containers and large volume containers and combination products. Those products are very difficult to inspect product, and you cannot directly do a visible particulate matter inspection. So here the special recommendation, and we have covered these things in the detail in our guideline. The alternate inspection strategy to supplement the testing has been carried out, which include transfer of parent products to a different containers, clean, visible containers, filtration technology, retaining the particles and identifying those particles, clarification process, and the sieving process of followed as a part of alternate practice and supplement testing to identify particulate matters in the product itself, which are very difficult to inspect. So interpretation of results is very important with respect to classification. The classification is defined in a critical defects, which is having a serious impact on the patient health, and there are major and minor defects. So each category has to be defined with a limits on a scientific rationale, and based on that, if it crosses the limit, the investigation has to be carried out in the details. Next slides. There are three different inspection processes are followed. First is manual inspection process, second is semi-automatic, and third is the automatic inspection processes are there. So we will touch upon all three in coming slides. The manual inspection process is a inspection process which is widely used in the industries as of now. And inspector is pre-qualified prior to start of this manual inspection process. The critical process parameters includes for manual visual inspection activity is light intensity of the inspection booth which is used, and there is a defined criteria for this particular intensity. Backgrounds and the contrast, white film and black film has to be utilized, and there should be a periodic replacement program for this to consistently meet the adequate contrast. The inspection rate is another important consideration. Normally, the 10 seconds per container is allowed, and for each background, it should be minimum 5 seconds. However, considering specific product, this time could be taken more if the product is having a different complexities. The container handling and the movement is a important consideration because since it is a visual inspection manually, the holding of containers varies from 1 ml to 100 ml in a different numbers. So that criteria we have provided in detail in the guidelines, and a team can refer those criteria in detail. Magnification sometimes helps on very small containers like 1 ml and ampoules where we can utilize. The important consideration is inspector fatigue, since all inspectors are human. Constant inspection will lead a false rejection and false count as well. So highly recommended to have a inspectional break for at least 10 minutes every hour. And this can be controlled by a automized technology like auto light off techniques, and some of the techniques which are used is a alarm techniques, which can be reminder inspector to break every 1 hour. Next slides. The another visual inspection technique is a semi-automatic technique like manual inspection. It has an advantage of high speeds and automatic movement of material. It does not require to move this material by taking and holding small containers with a sequence. This goes on the conveyor, and machine will automatically detects, and then it has to be operated by qualified operators. The important consideration and the parameters which to be considered is the spin speed and the inspection rates. So both are controlled through a conveyors, and it can be easily qualified and has to be maintained during the routine batch manufacturing inspection process. Next slide. The third inspection technology is automated visual inspection, and this is now emerging in most of the companies and industries. The two methods are used. One is light obstruction methods, and second is imaging methods with a camera. In automatic inspection machine, the advantage is that the machine has having a electronic control, electronic sensors, cameras, recipe-based controls, and auto rejections outputs, and good goes on the container. So, however, there are some of the limitations with the automatic visual inspections, but now a modern technology visual inspector machine is available to detect all type of defects. Next slide. So this is very important technology which is used specifically to detect metallic, glass particle and rubber particles in the powder and lyophilized product. The X-ray machines are useful technology in case of any embedded glass particles or rubber particles are there in the powder and lyophilized formulations. However, special consideration is to be considered while utilizing the X-ray technology with a product development history and establishment of stability consideration to be taken prior to implementation of this technology for specific powder and the lyophilized product. Next slide. So coming to the preparation of the kit prior to qualification of visual inspector is very important consideration, and we need to consider these steps before you qualify your inspector because right kit, right qualification and right size of the particle which is required to be challenged as a part of process to ensure that your inspector are rightly qualified and those are detecting particles during your routine commercial batch. So kit has to be very controlled environment, and while selecting the kits, it should be defined very specific criteria, like it should be free from particles. The container should be absolutely free from visible particles, and the expiry consideration is also to be defined. Second important consideration is each kit defect should have one category of rejection. It should not be have a multiple category of rejection. Otherwise, it is very difficult for inspector to judge this defect during qualification. And there is a minimum criteria of defect distributions are defined is 5% to 15%. And all these defect has to be covered from critical, major and minor defects. It should not be like that you have only minor defects in the kits and inspectors are qualified. So it has to be equally distributed, and that criteria we have provided in the detail in the guidelines. So practice is used for specifically this size of the particles ranging from 100 micron to 250 micrometers, and fibers it may be ranged from 500 to 2000 fibers. Along with preparation, once you are qualified with inspector, the maintenance of this kit is a important consideration, and this maintenance has to be through a procedural controls on issuance, retrieval, and periodic inspection of this visual inspection kit. And this kit has to be controlled and stored under the lock and key and under quality assurance controls. The kit can be further replaced in case of you found any damage during visual inspection, and it should be replaced with a pre-qualified container. And after expiry, if you find any specific visual defects, then it can be discarded at all. So that has to be controlled for the kit very considerable amounts. Next. So after preparation of kit, the important consideration is to qualify your visual inspector, and it goes in a 3-phase. Phase 1 involves detailed training, work experience and medical checkup, and phase 2 involves a detailed consideration. Inspector goes in the phase 3 training to understand and perform the real challenge test of particulate removal testing and visual inspection during this kit. And this phase is very important because here the important consideration is the inspector is challenged with a previously prepared kit, and it is a challenge to identify all defects which are kept in the visual inspection kits. The important criteria here to be followed is distance criteria, handling of containers. It could be from 1 to 5, depends of the size of the containers which are considered for inspection. And total time of visual inspection taken, fatigueness of the operator is also to be part of your visual inspector qualification. Lighting criteria and the bracketing approach of container is also considered while you qualifying your inspector, and the environmental conditions which you need to consider during your qualification of the inspector. Next slide. The another aspect which we considered is media fill containers inspection. Like the manual visual inspection process, media fill inspector is also to be qualified. However, here the specific consideration is given to identify containers which are breaching container and closure integrity during the prior to incubation inspection, and on 7 and 14 days to identify turbid containers which are there if it is found during the inspection. So here also similar approach while you prepare the kits and qualify the inspector, expiry of the kit has to be defined. Inspector has to be pre-challenged with a physical defects and turbid containers. And the special recommendation here is to consider color indicating media, which is a very useful technology available to utilize and easily detect the contamination. So it is easy for visual inspector to detect any contamination which is there in the media fill itself. Next slide. The second part after media fill inspection is a control sample inspection. It is very important consideration which is need to consider as a part of inspection program. Typically, this is carried out annually, and it has to be carried out by qualified inspector, and criteria has to follow as per manual visual inspection. There is a specific consideration we need to consider for here also a destructive testing for live powder suspension, and which is to be do as exactly like we do for supplemental testing for identified vial, and SOP should be defined very clearly to perform the destructive test in the control sample as well. And the last is important consideration in the control sample inspection is to consider adequate reconciliation and the documentation of the inspection which is carried out. So it gives a full traceability of inspection which is performed as a part of annual program. Next. So this is very important consideration which we considered in our guideline to cover the investigation consideration of visible particle, which is very challenging to identify the source of particle. So we derived some of the common points which is mentioned in our guideline with respect to the first important criteria is to understand when you found out of limit visible particles, the triggering of the investigation and understanding the type of defects which are observed more. So the type of defects is very crucial stage and trigger point to understand where you need to focus in the investigation. Let's say you find a higher glass particle in the inspection process. So your focus would be more on the glass containers, breakages, probability of source from the vendor itself, and any adequate breakdowns or any abnormal findings during the processes. So that is an important consideration. And if you do not have any specific visible particles, which is very difficult to identify, then identification technology has to be considered with a analytical processes like morphology, IR, scanning electron microscopy, X-ray, and elemental analysis will help to identify you the particles and their source and deriving a conclusion near to your source, and you can put a adequate corrective and preventive action. So here I would like again to emphasize on specifically trending of defects, which is very important steps which we need to consider to identify our defect patterns. And based on that, continuous process verification program will really help to focus on where to investigate as a pre-alert limit, which is out of trend. And if you cross that limit, you can save your batches at early indicator, and you can focus on the investigation processes. The filling line, when you are evaluating one of inspection process and total out of limit processes, the filling line consideration is to be considered whether it is product specific higher rejection or filling line itself is contributing factors, and it is observed in all the products which are manufactured in that particular line. So it will easy to detect you and identify the source of those particles, and accordingly you can fix your filling line issue if it any there. Last but not least, in case of specific higher critical defects, health hazard evaluation is required to identify the patient risk before you take any disposition decisions or any decisions on the release of the batches. And additionally, sometimes supplemental testing also helps to identify source of particle and considered your investigation process. So next slide. Thank you, and I'm ready to hear any questions from the team.
Sir, thank you for the nice presentation. I think your group was the first group to come out with the guideline, I think, in all the 4 groups.
Yes,
and it was a very comprehensive document, very nice document. There are few questions. First question is related to the inspection process itself. Is it necessary that inspection should be carried out as soon as the filling is done, or we should wait for the filling, spend some time, more days, and then do the inspection so that chances of any particles are increasing after some time? So what's your take on that?
So here I would recommend if you have experience like that, if you have a continuous line with a automatic inspection, and normally industry does immediately after filling, and sometimes there are offline inspection also. So it is both immediate and after some times. But if you have any experience specific to a product which is developing over a period of time, so during development study that has to be considered, and you can define your timeline for inspecting those products.
Thank you. Second question is related to the manual and semi-automatic inspection. In both the cases, the inspection output will be limited by the 10 seconds criteria. Each vial has to go for 10-second inspection. So in a day, you can do maximum 2,400 vials per person, right?
Yes.
If you 10 seconds, then per minute, 6 vials, and then if you look at the 400 minutes, it comes to be 2,400. So that's the limiting factor, whether you use semi-automatic or automatic, semi-automatic or the manual. Automatic is totally different.
Correct.
That's what, okay. So that's actually limiting factor to the whole thing. And the number of people need to be qualified are very high in such cases.
Yeah, only advantage would be the fatigueness part, where the inspector has to pick up the container, keeping on specific inspection booth. So those activities can be eliminated, and inspector will have a comparatively relaxed time and fatigue compared to the complete manual inspection program.
Thank you, Mushtaq. Thank you very much. No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.